You guys know who this is, right? Anybody?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this one is one that Dr. Natalie was very, very excited with because she went in and this is a little baby, an infant, and he had extremely severe colic. I mean, it was to the point where mom was just beside herself because she didn't feel like she could actually be a mother and actually attach to her child, which was eating her up inside because nonstop, almost 24/7, this baby was screaming. And it had been about a month before they actually came in. And so she was like, I don't care, because she was kind of afraid of bringing her infant into a chiropractor to begin with, as you could imagine, what people would think that would mean. And so when she finally did, she's like, I don't care what other people think, I'm gonna bring him to the chiropractor to see if there's a possibility, because I heard a friend recommended you guys. And oh my gosh, and we're looking at the reevaluation right now. I mean, colic is almost entirely gone. All of his stomach issues that he was having, which was like severe gas, he was having a lot of constipation, he was having terrible reflux, so he would just, after he would eat every single time, he would be spitting back up. And it took about 2 straight weeks of adjustments before she really even noticed a significant change. And this is with a baby. A baby's usually, you guys have seen the changes, like they change fast. This one, it took a while because it was so severe, and I think it was the birth trauma that he sustained was very significant, so it put such a ton of pressure. But it was such a great moment when mom came in and she actually looked a little more well rested. You could see it in her eyes. The relief that she had was palpable. It was just, I remember this very clearly because Dr. Natalie was so pumped, because when she shared that with her, then we came in and it was like kind of like a group hug type of moment, because mom's like high-fiving and she felt like she could actually attach to her child. They were actually beginning to bond. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say she shared our page, or she shared something where it like tagged us, and so I went to go look to see what it was. And
on Facebook?
Yep, on Facebook. And she had put on there that it was the first time that she actually felt like she could connect with him. And she's like, I don't care what anybody says, like this was what he needed. And just kind of like out of curiosity, I just kind of glanced through, and she still like was having negative people say like, you should not be doing that to him. And it's like, she is so confident in what is happening here and seeing those changes that like she doesn't care to stand up for her right for that. And I think that's really cool that she was able to do that.
Yeah, and he was having this what they call retropulsion, where he was, every time you'd go to hold him, like as a baby, I'd pick him up, he would literally flare himself back like this, like he'd try to throw himself off of you, which is, it's the kind of type of reflex that he was having, and it was a totally abnormal type of reflex, and he was so rigid and stiff. And it was about, I'd say like 4 or 5 weeks into her bringing him in, us checking him, that I noticed like I was able to hold him, and every time I would hold him against my chest, he would flare back. And I remember the first time I was doing the adjustment, he didn't do that. I was like, this is a huge deal. Like, and mom didn't realize how big of a deal what that is, because that was a huge issue in the nervous system. Like, that is not a normal reaction that is supposed to happen. And he finally stopped doing that, and then progressively, because we'd seen him for a couple of months, and he's not doing that at all anymore. So